All right, so two equal bottles, both I'm pretty sure I bought from Maxi, the one across the mall of Côte Mall. So why am I showing you this? Because I just woke up not long ago, uh, and I don't know what I drank yesterday or ate yesterday because sometimes there's always something that, like when I buy things, uh, I'm really not feeling well, and I thought I had a cold, and I had weird, and I do have a bit of a virus. But the thing is, I know the difference. And when it comes to contaminating food, just like my mail, when I touch it, even with gloves, and it gets me sick, I try to avoid it. Uh, I have no choice. I can't buy a new video game for my console, so I play it only the amount of time I could play it. Before I used to play it even with gloves. This is my life. I have no social life. They contaminate even my video games when I bring them to the pawn shop. I I know the difference because this juice that's finished now I just got from the recycling, and this one, which is almost full, they're both the same. The bottle, the company, and I bought them within less than a week. The difference that when I drink this one, I feel the same thing like when I drink my tap water, like a sand, and it makes, all I could say is it's like a something that damages, that doesn't work, something that gets blocked or that my body has a hard time digesting. That's all I could tell you. I can't be sure what it is. If it's similar, before it used to be some type of parasite in the water that, I don't know if it was from the outside or from the inside. Just that I touched the bottle, I felt a weird. I don't know the technology they're using, CRISPR, other things to make me ill. And it does seem like something you might say, oh, he's imagining it. Well, why would I just pick on water? And even with foods, they used to do that. But they found out the hard way that I just touch a food, and like this, if the packaging was contaminated, I just touch it and I would know, depending on how I feel. But it doesn't even make sense to me to understand exactly why, or else I wouldn't have bought it, right? If I knew that this, it's like the water at that place. It's like a system inside, and it's for everybody, the water, so they can't contaminate the source of, they could contaminate the waters that they sell, because I don't know how they, like what they did there, they actually touched, they had someone snag the empty bottle from me and just put something near the bottle, so it would get filled with water mixed with whatever cream or disgusting oil. All I can tell you is I'm waking up sick. My mouth was dry, maybe from other things, or just because it's, like I said, just touching my water gets me a little sick in my apartment. And the fact that I drank now, and it's like drinking sand. So how can I survive with everything I buy? The food I could get away with going to different places, different, but when it comes to water and juice, you need your water more than food. So they can't contaminate all the food because there's so many varieties and it would be too much work. But every source of water or juice is now in my area at least contaminated. So it's the end of the month, it's Christmas, a lot of stores are half closed sometimes, and even the place. All I can tell you is that this is a nightmare, and there's a lot of ways you could kill someone. You could kill them directly, and there's a trace, or even if it's a product that's so toxic that it could show up in tests, or they attack me and this and that, or even they further jail me or detain me for some kind of stupid law. But that would be always a bit provable with what I've been showing on videos. But when they contaminate food in sneaky, low dose ways, and there's other at times that they've done that even in society for other people. Look at the vaccine; it doesn't kill everybody, but the proof now is staggering. That even now they admitted 5 kids died, and this is during the, I don't know. It's just so disgusting that they're able to do this to me. I'm telling people they're doing it. I send videos similar like this to the MP in my area, and they keep doing it. And this is similar to Gaza. Like when they used to go get food, they used to snipe them. That's a little more direct. But even in Gaza, they didn't poison the food. Obviously, it would look terrible if they poisoned food where there isn't any. But in my case, there's plenty of food to go around. But I don't know if they do it with. I don't know the details how they get the food poisoned only for me and other people don't notice it. I know I'm sensitive and I know they swabbed me, especially at the hospital. So what they're doing to me, just like when I go near my window in summer, I had to use a fan instead of air conditioning, which I've been using for the last 10 years, about. I'm beyond feeling. It's not about feeling hopeless. It's about knowing, well, whether they shoot me or they do like they did to that kid here in Montreal, slam me and then kill me, or they do it with slowly making my body ill. I could tell that my body is all not functioning, and I don't want to say all the kinds of. The other time when they put too much, it was similar to this. It was, I don't know if it was that associated with a virus. I kept bleeding and bleeding from the nose, from the mouth, from every time I spat blood. Now I don't spit that much blood, but I still feel a similar. So it's like they're trying to dose it, not to kill me too evidently. It's like when I bleed, I showed pictures, all blood when I go to the bathroom, and I don't even go to the bathroom, and there's only blood. So when they do things like this to me, and I show you them, some things I could show. Now I can't show you because they're. I could sense when it's something even slowly killing me. Like, no, I'm not dead, but it interrupted my dreams even before I had the second. And it was like I felt that my body wasn't in my control, meaning there's something that's in this right now. I couldn't even sleep. I took it and I feel a bit like when I had the hamburger and that girl. It's similar. I don't know if it's parasites or it is. And like I said, sometimes people get mad when I say this. I wish I was crazy and I wish they weren't doing this. But when I show you the police car following me nice and slow, and then my face being all, and I don't know if they sprayed me a virus or this, but and even firemen when I come out, and then knowing that maybe they were there after to help clear out all the shells from this, because I don't know how they could do it, that I could feel so sick. The other day I drank it and I felt so, I go, hey, even though I can't get water, this juice is not bad. I feel there's a lot of water, hydration. So because I'm just trying to survive, I'm no more trying to say that they stop following me. And I've gotten used to the last 4 years always being shielded. And the moment I don't have a certain plastic or waterproof, my head still hurts from 2 days ago when the guy followed me and came by, and it burns and it itches. So this is my life. So when it comes to my body, since they can't use like a something that goes through like a bullet, it would be a little obvious. So they use things that that they irritate even and go through porous clothes. Just like my arm, they actually injected a larvae even through my jacket. So the technology they're using, and yes, let's say I'm crazy, but why would I be crazy? Why would I be crazy with this bottle and not with this bottle? This is what you have to understand. If I told you now they poisoned everything, it's not logical, but just the things that are the most needy. Water is the most important things. Water comes before food, right? Solid foods and water, you need water before. In the desert, you don't die for a week about or even more without food, but after 5 days or something like that without water, you're dead. So right now, I feel like I'm not dying now, but I feel my body is not working. And where am I going to get water? Uh, is it something that now I'm going to have to go in buildings? It's Christmas. There's no, like, meaning I have to try to, and my money isn't eliminated. Every time I spend money, they put it on special, but I bought more of it because it was $1. But since I bought 4 or 5 products, I ended up spending like one little water bottle that I wouldn't buy. That's a big company that they can't contaminate if the company comes from another. But anything that gets sourced or bottled, this is Canadian, I think. Let me find out. Hold on. So it's a Canadian company, but it's not based in Montreal. So that means they contaminate the product. So like probably me, even if I go to Toronto or another province, Alberta, even if the police would still harass me and poison my, this is what I'm figuring, because this is the original bottle. I don't know where they could get these. I don't know how they do it, the details. I only can tell you that sometimes they know that I just touch something and I know it's not for me, meaning it's not digestible for me. But with the water, I don't know if I really would, because if I boil the water, if I filter the water, then I put it through coffee grinds and I still feel like now, mouth sandy dry. What are my odds of me surviving? And you might say I'm crazy, but then again, if I'm crazy, why would you be able to blindfold me? And I'm daring anybody to take me in a car, spin around, then take me near a power line, and I could tell you where there's a power line even half a block away. So this is why I'm saying they're killing me, and I'm telling you, and it's all right, fine by everybody. Because like I said, I would put myself, even though it's hard to put your own straitjacket, if I cannot tell when there's something polluted around me, then I give permission to anybody. I'll sign a paper, institutionalize myself. Not if I'm tricked, obviously, because everything works on trickery. I got fooled yesterday. You know how much money I spent for someone on welfare? Spending over $100, more than $100 I spent on food. I'm making an average in my head that then I have to either throw or I can't use it. So now what do? I spent almost my last $10, $20 for the month because of so many reasons that my budget got worse this month. But the idea that I buy food and a lot of times I have to throw it, that is sad that this is the way I'm living in Montreal. Like I said, there is no video games here and I have to take them away even though I have them, and because I have to isolate them in a place because just being like this, I get sick. So is this a life you think that they're not killing me? Is this not killing someone, killing me softly? The song says it. So because they want to look again, they changed my papers. I tried to contest. The Collège des Médecins did not answer back. That's why they got a lot of problems. That's where you see the karma, the exact. And when it comes to the police, I'm saying police, that you're doing monstrosities like this, that contaminating my food, and getting people even in stores that are supposed to be for natural, more pure water. You're getting agents there or convincing people that work there to actually grip the water from me. Now, what happens if I go back to that place and now they're going to have a way that it's contaminated just for me, even from the dispenser, because they're going to know that I'm not going to let them grab my bottle and put something in their hand. Like, it's like in the hospital, I doubted even my food. I don't know if it was the second time, yeah, that they would poison my food. They gave me vitamins which weren't vitamins, and then when I looked at the nurse's aide that gave me the alleged vitamin, and I looked at him, and it wasn't really a threat, but let's just say the eye contact wasn't kind. Look, that's all they told me. I don't know. Like they knew it that they were giving me something because they know. Hey, come on! If you take a vitamin or a drug, even a crazy person will know the difference. It is things, and again, I was gonna show it, but what's the point of showing you with MK Ultra and what they're all the things that they say that they're still doing it, even though they said, "Oh, that was in the past." Like now, the Indians, we killed a lot of them or put them into these special schools. That I don't know if they killed them like all of them, but it was like horror, and they say, "Oh, that was then. This is now." There's a book called that. So what's happening to me, people, is a murder because it is a murder now. I know I don't have long. Just knowing now, I spent almost all my money, and it's like it's still a week to go before the first of or before, let's say the check comes in a little bit before, like the 31st. But I have no money to buy water. I would have to roam around in the cold, try to find out. And once it's almost like this reminds me of who remembers the frequency that you hit the Borg and then when you hit them again, they created a shield around it. I buy a product, I drink it, but the second time I buy it, it's contaminated. So what are my odds of surviving if I cannot have juice or water? How long do I have now? And what kind of, and I have to go begging people to go in people's apartments or houses. Since they isolated me by stressing me, I can't even do that because everybody's either scared to be around me or doesn't want to bother risking with the police. So I have no access to water. Food is 50-50, but give them time. They'll find a way to, they did contaminate my food, but it's a little hard, the food supply, because it's complex and it's, I am beyond, like, if I had still human fear or attachment or worry, right now I would be freaking out. I would be like in that video. Oh my God, they attacked me. Yeah, sure they attacked me. All I could do is put plastic on me. How can you fight the police? You can't fight. I can't fight even when they constantly come near me with gadgets, because if they beat me, they know I'd fight back, and they know people would know that if they hurt me, that is obvious. But when they hurt me in a sneaky way, like even me for a while, I thought that officer was there not to attack me. And the fact that he was young and Nazi looking just made it more interesting. But this is what I mean, is that what do I do? People, leave it in the comments. Can somebody get me a lawyer? Could someone get me an investigator to say, how could this be my imagination? If I could prove it to you that there's a difference between one product and another product. I could tell you where what isn't or is contaminated. Never mind for me, for anything, what has poison in it, what has pesticide, what has electromagnetic, what has electrical. I could tell you anything just by sensing it, touching or being near something. Like hydro lines, I could tell you where they are even before I see them. Okay, not at miles away, but like, let's say a half a block. That's the furthest, meaning is half a block for sure I can tell where there's a power line, especially the big ones, even further away. I don't know why I made this video. It's just gonna stress people that, well, obviously, if people think that our food is safe, and it's funny that they're attacking my food even more, because I showed a video, this lady, even for the general public, Canada and the US have different ingredients in Coca-Cola, example, or orange soda. In Europe, it's made with real orange and food coloring that's natural from carrots or things like that. So this is where you see that even if I were crazy, there is still a difference between the products in the States that make us ill, and in Europe, that even though they're messed up and they have even more laws to make them suffer, like in Australia and England, there's laws. Some of them are more extreme than Canada, but some of them are even less extreme, meaning they're both competing to be dictatorships, because the speech, hate, religious thing. People were praying in England somewhere, they jailed them. A little girl, 12 years old, there was 5 officers bringing her to jail. These are things I never thought I'd be seeing. And if that wouldn't be happening, then you could say maybe there's a chance I'm crazy when I say they pollute my water and juice. And they used to pollute even food, but now that I mentioned it, they're going to go with that too. The thing is, what do I eat now? Fruit? Where do I get my water from? And do I have to try to run in every building and try to get a bit of tap water, steal it in a thing, and hope they don't contaminate every building in Montreal? That's the only way I would be able to get water. No more from bottled water. I would have to run in every building that's public, and they're going to contaminate probably every building that has a fountain. So meaning is I would have to go to random people's houses to get to bottle the water from the sink. This is what I'm trying to say, and I'm sure now I feel like doing a test. You know what? I feel like it's because I think it's still open, the bathroom. But now that I'm saying it, there's a bathroom in Applepex. They're going to contaminate that outlet. Meaning is I only have a chance to make a coffee now. I'm going to do it with you guys live. You know, probably they would have figured that I knew to go there. So I guess that outlet is probably contaminated, because I don't know how they would do it. But the thing is, I'm sure it's not the whole building that gets the same water I get. I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna do that. It's just too complex. It's just that I have to learn that it doesn't matter if it's not. People think it's always with a gun. No, they have ways of killing us or torturing us, and then which eventually leads to death. The kind of numbing and breaking down of my body's functions with these products, and I'm seeing it. Like I said, I can't bend anymore. I can't do yoga, not even a little bit. I mean, maybe the energetic mental one a little bit, but the ability to even tie my shoelaces is difficult, because my body is so poisoned. See, there's that part of me that wants to hope. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go try to get water there. It's like everywhere I go, they have me boxed in, because they have access to every accessory. That's why even like the cameras is a better. They have access to cameras in stores. We don't. So it's always the police that controls. And people, if this wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be able to tell you, you're never free. They own us. Whether we like it or not, they know, they feel they should own us, and they own us. So isn't that a harsh reality to wake up to? Never mind that we think there's a reason for these laws. So, but they own our body. Again, still it's not the soul. See, I'm still going with the idea, but I'm not going to just take my life right away and hope that I could be free in out of the body. It's not, and yeah, and if I say that too clearly on the thing, like, look, we're here to prevent suicide. It's not allowed. Yeah, they could kill you with MAID when they decide with the paperwork to, because that's just to foster organs. One time I was saying that I was feeling something, and someone just asked me, "What's your blood type?" And I don't know if it was something with the spiritual or they wanted to just kidnap me and use me for my organs. Because you don't understand the evil of Canada right now is all the world, but Canada is particularly flavorfully evil. It's amazing, and this is what I saw when once in a while there was an officer following me that had a bit of morals, the worry in the eyes, the idea that I saw that more than I see, because the ones that are neutral, like this guy was blank, I couldn't read him. This guy was like young, blonde, Nazi type, and he looks at me, yeah, he didn't say nothing, because anything he would say, I would hear the voice frequency, and he was probably either MK ULTRAD or he was trained just to attack me. But the idea that they know I could read people, so I know something was off. That officer was there, first of all, 100% for me. That's why he didn't say, "Oh, I'm just here patrolling." He didn't even bother saying that, and he probably did attack me, but maybe it wasn't. For now, but I don't know if it's that making me sick. I know the juice is contaminated because I just drank it now twice, and my mouth is getting like more. It's like almost like if you drink water with sand. That's the only way I could say that it seems like. Not that we ever drank it, but that's how it feels like, as if there's something molecularly not digestible, like it's stuck in the throat and it's like sand. It goes heavier than water. So the horrors that I'm living, just like I said, when that girl gave me a little shooter like that, and right away I was pregnant with bugs in my stomach. And I think they were at that time bed bugs because they started crawling out of my body. Oh, I don't want to tell you that they did more. But this is what I mean is, how can you not know when you drink something and it makes you ill and you get itchy all over? Or even touching things sometimes made me itchy and sick. And that's why when there was police cars, there was actually marks on my body that were like almost like wasp bites. So if people think I'm joking and I'm wasting my data and I'm spending my time reporting this because I'm crazy, then can I say this with all due respect? I think you might be the crazy one, because I don't care. My avatar would love the day that they would suffer like me and know that it's karma, or that people that accuse me of being crazy, when I have so much way of testing, polygraph, I could tell you what something is toxic or not, and simply I know they're after me, and I know that they're not after me in a regular way because I don't know why, but a meaning is obviously there's a bit of video and people know who I am, but I don't know, but they're just enjoying it, doing it, and looking pretty. Because the idea that here we're better than Russia is still a common on the news. That's what they say, right? We're better. We have better morals. But do we? At least they're gutsy enough to show us they're a strong, and the person in charge is not a democracy. It's whatever it is, communism or whatever. Not that severe. China is maybe more severe, but and they're buying out Canada territory with the excuse of Buddhism. They weaponize everything, religion, spirituality, but we can't even talk about it. Do you realize how silly it is when laws, they could jail us or whatever, say that we could be a threat if we, or that we're trying to intimidate people with religion, but they could do whatever they want. See, that's what you don't understand. It's disgusting. I am so dead, but not only dead, but before I die, I know I'm going to die, and a horrible slow death, unless I decide to take it myself. Because if they would put me in the hospital now for psychiatry, they'd still kill me, but just in a way that it would look almost like as if it's my allergies or sensitivity, whatever you want to call it. So, because they don't want to look guilty, they want to do the crime, but not pay the price. But that is possible, police and Apple Pays. But only here temporarily you could get away with it. It is people that think they can't get away with it. Just like with the MK Ultra program, I might show a teaser from that Inspiracy. And And she was so cool in mentioning the Allen Memorial. I think she sees my channel. I think she knows. She feels bad because she did a few comments, but at one point now she's doing so well on her channel, and they tried to shut down her channel. But she has money and lawyers, and it's a blessing that she's pretty, because sometimes they get. If I was young and pretty, or a girl, it doesn't matter, girl or guy, and I could have money and lawyers, maybe I could move to a country. Maybe they wouldn't so easily be able to police poison my stuff because I'm sick and vulnerable. So you're picking on someone that's old, sick and vulnerable, and can't move. Not that it's not a gulag, not in a, I could move if they choose the place and when, by surprise. Just like when they come to my apartment, they were knocking. Hey, we want to give you this thing to explain to you how to do whatever, that the composting. So this is the thing, is whatever excuse. They used to give me papers about things that didn't concern me, about a closet that I have no stuff in the building. Here's the paper, and then my arm was bruised. That's how sick I got just receiving a paper. So imagine how they were more. That's how I know that it's no imagination with the food. But they went from giving me papers or knocking them to contaminating food that even might hurt other people. And that's why I am also reporting this. People, if I thought this was all 100% for me, I might still tell you, but this is the whole point. This could be also for the general public. If you see the vaccine, that's all I have to say. Do the research. Russell Brand, Redacted, Joe Rogan, the way Joe Rogan thinks about Canada. So it's the least I could do. I'm Montreal in Canada, to tell people what you're doing to me. I think it's the least. And maybe pray for a nuke to come down on Montreal. It's not. I don't feel like it, because I would like you to change and say, what are we doing? We're killing this person slowly, painfully, and making him feel that no matter what we do, his food supply is worse than Gaza, meaning is he doesn't even get sniped and dies right away. It's a slow, painful death with no food and water and nowhere to go to get it. So that's how they're doing me. That's how they're doing. I thought it was going to be something like dramatic, coming to my door, breaking down my door, locking me up, and people were going to say, well, yeah, he might be crazy, but it might be overreach because I'm not violent. And people know that, even though they say maybe you could be in the future. Any bullshit, they could legally make it on paper. I'm crazy, I could be dangerous. But them, they could do poison me, follow me. You see the police car like a shark all around. But it's normal, because now they could say we're following him because look at the videos, he's crazy. Even though he doesn't seem violent for now. And even though, oh my God, there's so many ways. My air quality, my food supply. So I'm just telling you this. For Christmas, I got the gift of knowing I will die a slow, painful death. Whether it's in a gulag, maybe they might still in January lock me up. This is just to let me know that even if I get a lawyer to defend me, if they try to, because they don't even need a lawyer now with these bills C8, C9. And that's why Anthony, whatever, I don't know if he's going to see this, but that's why I'm saying, yes, they have used the laws already against, they use sneaky KGB type reasons, national security. This is for national security. That, like I said, it would be more dignified to put me on a cross on a pickup truck and drive me around Montreal. It would be maybe a little bit more worse for the Montreal police reputation, but it would be more respected by people like Putin or like me. Because Putin is, in a way, the only thing I have in common with Putin is that he's more honest than the politicians in Canada. If people don't see that they're buying out votes, they're doing switching politicians, that is something so criminal. You're going from one party to the other. That means there is no integrity. And they were like smiling and saying like, we did something good, as if people don't know. That's a crime, Mr. Carney. It's a crime, and you keep doing them. The laws in and of it themselves are crimes. So since I know I'm effed, why should I censor myself? But especially I don't have to, because I don't hate. Even in this situation, I don't hate, or I don't plan on physically doing harm. But telling God that if there's a way that he could let them know or let them stop, either motivate them to stop or suffer a big penalty. And I'm wishing for this, police, till my dying breath. Not out of hate or revenge, just because I love you and forgive you, that I want to teach you or incite the spiritual energy to teach you that killing someone with this is not a good way to be a police system. This is not policing. This is like MK Ultra, ultra, ultra.